Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Slap Tarot. Today's reading is so special. Sometimes in our life, we feel that we are stuck and there's like a pattern that we're repeating, and we feel like we're unable to move forward, whether it's repeating something in love, in finances, in a job, in maybe even your own self. Like, maybe you're able to keep a promise and then you're not. And then you find yourself repeating a pattern, an addiction, a behavior, a response that is not good for you. And overall, there is something that is keeping you from moving forward. There's something that you're repeating in your life that is holding you back. And today we are going to tap into that energy and read through what comes through for what you can do to help yourself, and also understand your own situation a little bit better. So today's reading is all about what is keeping you stuck energetically and what can you do to move past this energy and get into another, break this pattern of repeating something over and over again in your life. So I've already shuffled these cards. I'm going to go ahead and open them up, and I'll see you back in like a second. Wow. Okay. So this is very intense. I honestly can't even believe that all of these cards came out. So when it comes to what pattern you're repeating, it's definitely some kind of an addiction that you feel like you have been fighting off for a while, or some kind of a pattern that you have been wanting to break for a while, but you haven't been able to master it. Whether it's something that you overthink, whether it's an actual addiction to a substance or some sort of something. If it's a repetitive pattern of thinking, of reacting, there's some kind of pattern that you have been doing for a very long time and you're having a hard time breaking this pattern. You do feel really burdened by it. And I feel like you also get like nightmares about it, or like you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I've wasted so much time, so much energy, so much effort. It's something that you have been struggling with for a very long time, it seems, or at least like a while, okay? And this pattern, if it has something to do with like love, you keep attracting like similar type of people or similar type of energies that are unavailable. And you have fought this pattern, but you feel really defeated because like maybe you have done the inner work, you have done this, that, and the other, but you still feel really defeated because you feel that you are repeating this pattern, and you are. And the reason is because there's something in your subconscious that hasn't healed completely. Like there's some kind of a belief that still lingers. Now, I see a cockroach in my mind right now as I'm reading this. So I don't know if that's significant to someone. Like maybe you're seeing cockroaches, or maybe you've seen a couple recently. But if so, this is also kind of confirming that, it's like something that's like in the background, but it's like there. It's like moving, it's kind of like a cockroach. Like it comes out, you see it, and then it hides, and then you don't see it, you forget about it, and then you see it again. Like, it's something that comes up and down, like, in like an energy form almost. And it just seems like whatever this is, I feel like you have been struggling with it because you haven't made the decision to actually let go. So what that means is, like, let's say if it's in a relationship, if you already know the person's like emotionally unavailable for whatever reason, but you still decide to give it a chance, like, no, that is you repeating a pattern. You expecting a different result for something that you haven't seen a different result for, okay? And then if this is something to do with a like a substance or like a behavioral pattern, like overthinking, anxiety, paranoia, I want to say you're kind of almost like addicted to the overthinking, like you know it's not right. And then your overthinking kind of like leads you to like worst case scenario, and then you get attached to that outcome. And it affects your subconsciousness or your subconscious mind. And if this is like a pattern, like you are repeating something knowingly that this is not right. Or like there's something that there has to be a shift or a change within you so that this energy or this situation does not even present itself to you anymore in your life, okay? Now, these are the cards that I picked to see what is the energy that we can break from this. And, the 3 cards that we got were self, decision, and optimism. So, first of all, I did mention this earlier too, but you have to make the decision to actually like get better. You have to make the decision to not do something that you have been doing. Again, this could be like reaching out to a person, reaching out to a substance, reaching out to a energetic pattern, like something that you have been doing that is not good for you, okay? But you haven't made the decision like, okay, this is it. I am getting better now. I'm not feeding into this energy anymore. You have actually not made that decision yet. So there's some kind of reflection that is needed and a shift in your mindset because you haven't fully committed to changing this yet, okay? Let's say if this is like a eating pattern or like a like if this is some kind of a pattern, like let's say you have wanted to commit yourself to doing something consistently, like working out, going to the gym, going for a walk, painting, journaling, like you have thought about it but you have not committed to it, which means like you're gonna actually wake up like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes early because you now have this task that you have committed yourself to completing. And also, like, you have to make this decision like the night before. So like before you go to bed already, like make that decision, like tomorrow when I wake up, I have to do this, this, and this. Like I have to wake up early, I have to journal, I have to drink like tea, and then I have to work out. You know, I don't know. Like whatever it may be. Or like I have to, I don't know. Just like whatever it may be. You have to make the decision for it the night before, and that's how you know you've made the decision. You cannot wake up and just kind of be like, oh, what do I do now? No, you have to commit to committing to yourself, okay? Which brings me to the next card, which is literally the self. So by making the decision to changing your pattern, it also says if beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. Exactly. So whatever decision that you're making, you have to come from a place of self-love. Like you have to really tell yourself like you are making this change because you love yourself and you're no longer wanting to repeat this pattern of addiction, paranoia, anxiety, feeling stuck, feeling lethargic, feeling like you don't have autonomy over your life, like you don't have any energy or any power or any say over your life. That is not true. This reading is really meant to put you back into your power, but ultimately it is also saying that the only one that can put you in power is yourself. And you do that by first making the decision like I am no longer repeating this pattern, even though I'm so comfortable with it, even though it's like my first instinct, even though it is something I want to reach for or do. But no, you have to make the decision of not doing it anymore because you're loving yourself, because you're coming from a place of knowing like this is no longer good for me. I do not want to engage in this behavior or this vibration, because this energy that is keeping you stuck, you already know what it is. You already know what this energy is that's keeping you stuck. And it's different thing for different people. And for some people, it's multiple things. And that's just what I'm feeling. That, and oh, another thing. Ooh, look at that. I'm getting excited. Another thing I'm getting is optimism. And again, it's talking about love, but not love in like a platonic or even a romantic way. Love that comes from yourself and that comes from the creator, that comes from the divine source, light, energy, God, universe, whatever name you would like to give it. Because there is a kind of love that we crave that truly comes from God. And by connecting to the source of everything, you know. And ultimately, that's why sometimes people feel lonely even when they are in relationships, because even if they have a good partner, because sometimes they're just not connected to God's light. They're not connected to the creator. And if you're not connected to creator, ultimately you're not connected to yourself. So there has to be a shift in how you see love, and especially self-love. That is what's ultimately needed for you to get out of this energy. And this is like a huge soul lesson for you. Maybe there's people that have told you, maybe you've had interventions, maybe you've had conversations and sit downs and whatnot with other people and trusted professionals. That is what I'm getting. However, you have not made the actual decision to change. And Libra is coming to mind. Maybe you are a Libra, or you know someone who's a Libra who's very important. But there has to be a decision that is being made. And this decision has to come from a place of self-love and self-nurture, self-care. I guess you could say that as well. And it also has to come from a place like you know that the reason you're not going to engage in this behavior anymore is because you love yourself and you're tired of feeling stuck and energetically like in a loop, okay? So these are the things that you can do to push yourself out of that, which is make the decision to commit yourself to becoming better and doing better at whatever it is that you feel like is keeping you energetically behind. And I don't know what that thing is. Again, it's different for everyone, but you know what that is better than I. I am just the messenger for this. Now, the next cards are actually very interesting. It is from my own deck, from my Slap Tarot deck. And these cards represent like what is the lesson in all of this? Like what is the lesson in you repeating this pattern? What is the lesson in this addiction, this energy, this thing that you keep going back to that you know is not good for you, that is stopping you from moving forward, and it makes you feel so stuck? So the first card we actually have is Books of Wisdom, and it says growth, lessons learned, graduation. I really feel that this card represents you really mastering yourself. You really allowing yourself to let go of an addiction or a situation that you know is not good for you. You're meant to overcome this energy. That is the gift. That is the present. That is the why did this happen? Because you were meant to learn to let go of this and grow energetically and spiritually. And that is a present that you're giving not only to yourself, but your entire lineage. And then the next card that we have is Pearls of Wisdom. It says live and learn. This tells me that, you know what, whatever this situation is, whether it's a person, again, energy, situation, addiction, whatever, has taken a lot out of you. You have cried a lot over it. You've gotten in trouble. You have spiritually tainted yourself, physically maybe even, emotionally, whatever it is, like you have definitely cried. And it also tells me like you have done things that you would not have done. Again, I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm definitely not judging anybody at all. This is just the energy that's coming through, is that you have like maybe compromised on your morals somehow in order to continue feeding this addiction or feeding this pattern or feeding this energy, okay? Now, again, this could be, this for someone, I know this is crazy. For someone, this is like binge eating and feeling sad, or like drinking, or substance abuse and like literally crying while doing it because you feel shame going back to this person or this addiction or this energy or this pattern that is making you feel stuck, but you don't know how to go forward. And wow, that was a lot of heavy energy from this card. You also need time by yourself, alone time, rest, pause. And the next card you have is SOS, sinking, loss, and help. So it just feels like in order for you to process through this energy, you have to have some alone time and you have to surrender. That is really what this card represents, is surrendering. SOS, send help. Like, I cannot help myself anymore. I need help. And this, I feel like, could also be you reaching out to like maybe a professional, maybe a trusted friend, maybe just journaling, maybe reaching out to God, the creator, you know, whatever it may be. There is definitely something that you feel like you feel like a sort of defeat because you feel like you've done this to yourself. And what I'm here to tell you is that don't say that to yourself, because this is actually a soul lesson that you are meant to master. That is the present. Like, look, I went through something so traumatic. I gave to something so bad for years, months, weeks, whatever. And look, I still mastered it and I came out a winner. But the thing is, you have to first believe in yourself that you are capable of doing that, because you're stuck in this energy of repeating this pattern. That's why the card that we had right here was the card of decision. Is like finally making the decision, like, I refuse to put myself in this energy. I will no longer give myself anything like the benefit of the doubt, or just like, you know, I like, where does it stop? You know, where it stops, where you make the decision, you know. And I feel like for some people, they're not ready yet. Some people are literally on the precipice of this, and some are toiling with the idea, but there's still a while to go. Wherever you are in your journey, just know that you clicked on this reading because you feel stuck somewhere in your life. And this is the very energy that you need to let go of in order to move past it. And you're going to do that by making a decision made out of self-love. Now, I also went ahead and asked, what is something that you can do like physically to get out of this energy? And I got 3 cards right here for you. And honestly, they're really beautiful cards. So the first one is Dream Journal. The second one is family. And the third one is watch a movie. Now, with the Dream Journal card, I can just tell you right now that as you do this inner work, you might be seeing a lot of different energies. You might be like, through dreaming, you might be dreaming about weird things. You might be experiencing like, you know, shifts in energy, emotional, whatever it may be. Right now would be a great time to journal. Not just like dream journal, so like keep a journal next to you, and when you wake up, like just start writing. Or like, even if you have your phone next to you, like open up like the voice memo and just like start recording a voice recording of like everything you can recall and you can see. And that's going to help you also process through this energy better. Number 2 is family. Now, you could be literally taking a trip to see family. You could be visiting family. Family could be visiting you. At the time of me posting this, it is the holiday season. So, of course, people visit family. If this is something that you are wanting to do, I'm seeing that you will be really having a really good time connecting with your family. You're going to have a great time. Create some beautiful memories. And overall, spending time with family will be very, very beneficial to you at this time. It will allow you to just feel good and feel like happy and surrounded by your like loved ones. Of course, if you do not have family right now that you are in contact with, or if you just don't have family in general, this could also be like your pets or like even friends that are really close to you. Like I'm seeing like spending time together, creating memories, doing fun things. Maybe someone's gonna go camping. Someone might go to a theme park of sorts, or the beach, even though it is winter time. That is just something I am getting. But yeah, like spending time with family will be very beneficial, or friends like family. Family like friends, friends like family. You know what I mean. Okay. Now, this is my favorite card. Okay. Watch a movie. So what I'm getting, you could have green eyes, by the ways, or blue. Or like your pet could have green or blue eyes. But what I'm really getting is you should literally watch a movie just by yourself with your friends, your pet. Excuse me, confirmation cough. I'm just seeing like the magic of movies. That's kind of what I'm hearing. So like maybe like a childhood classic, like a movie that you used to watch with your friends or your family when you were younger. Maybe you should watch that movie again. One show that I will recommend that is absolutely amazing, and I highly, highly recommend you watch that show. I think it was on Netflix as well. I will write down the name of it in the chat box below as well. It is called The Love Between a Fairy and a Demon. Okay, when I tell you, this is one of the best shows I have ever seen. It literally made me believe in love. It made me believe in like this purity of love that I almost forgot existed. It is such a good show. I highly, highly recommend. It is in Chinese, but I believe you could also watch it in English and like different languages if you want. But highly recommend this show called Love Between a Demon and a Fairy. And I believe it has like 22 episodes. I don't know why. Oh, and we have 22 on the clock right now as I say that. I feel like if you were to watch that show this winter season with like your pet and like a nice warm cup of tea, it's going to change something within you. It is going to change something within you that will allow you to move past this energy. I do want to let you know that everything that you're doing right here is not a distraction, but rather help you heal whatever that you're dealing with that is keeping you stuck in this energy. Whether that is hanging out with your family and raising your vibration, whether that is watching my recommendation or even shows that you would watch with your cousins, your siblings, your friends when you were younger, or even journaling or keeping a dream journal in particular. All of these things will help you raise your vibration and realize things that will help you heal this energy, okay? Maybe watching a show will remind you like, you know what? I believe it's reminding me of who I believe I thought I was when I was a child, and that's maybe who I really am. And it's making me remember like love or magic or beauty or just greatness, you know, because it does exist. All of it exists for us. It's just that we sometimes, because that's what the Matrix is designed for, is for you to keep giving into the patterns over and over again. So if during this lifetime there is a pattern that you keep repeating, do not beat yourself up over for it. Acknowledge it, thank it, see the gift that it's bringing you. Just say, what a gift. Even if it's something bad, just say, what a gift. And I'm telling you, it is going to raise your vibration. It will allow you to see the gift in the situation, and it will come in your favor. And this is the biggest lesson. This is the biggest reason you could say that this is happening, is because it is this lesson is wanting you to have mastery over yourself, mastery over your soul, Do not let a substance, a feeling, a person, a situation have power over you, because no matter what, you are greater than that. And that is the gift in this lesson, is that you are greater than whatever you think you are fighting. You are greater than whoever you think you are fighting. And you are greater than even the demons that you're fighting within yourself, because ultimately what they're needing is love and acknowledgement and affection, and that's all. Anyways, I hope this reading was helpful for you. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know how you felt about it. And if you would like to get a private reading, you can. All that information is going to be down below. Bye.